Isang araw sa McDonald's, merong isang lalaki na kumakain at ang katabi niyang table, agaw pansin sapagkat dalawang matanda ang magkatapat sa table. May edad na yung dalawa. At nakaka-agaw pansin dahil yung isa kumakain, yung lola, habang yung katapat niyang lolo, tinitingnan lang siya na nakangiti. Kumakain yung lola ng kalahating hamburger, kalahating french fries, no? Pati yung coke nila hinati, kaya nag-request pa sila ng isang baso para hatiin lang. Ngayon, habang kumakain yung lola, at tuwan-tuwang nakatingin yung lolo sa kanya, di na napigilan ng binata at lumapit siya. Nanay, tatay, bakit po si lola lang ang kumakain? Bakit po hati-hati lang kayo? Gusto niyo po ba bilhan po kayo ng isa pang meal? Sabi ng lolo, ay hindi na anak. Kasi 50 years na kami kasal. And ever since, talagang naghahati kami sa lahat ng bagay. Kaya makikita mo, hati yung hamburger, hati yung french fries, pati po hati. Ganun po ba? Bibilan mo saan kayo ng isa pang meal. Sabi ng lolo, okay lang kami. Pero tayo matanong po, bakit po hindi kayo kumakain? Si lola lang yung kumakain. Sabi ng lolo, mamaya na ako iho. Gamit pa ng lola mo ang pustiso. Pati po sa pustiso, naghahati sila. Pati sa pustiso, nag-share sila. Brothers and sisters, the world today is in need of sharing. Yan ang kailangan ng mundo to address the problem of hunger. Alam niyo po, 15 million na bata ang namamatay each year because of hunger. Bata pa lang po yan. And 40% ng mga gutom na tao, 50% ng mga gutom na tao sa mundo nasa India. 40% is in Africa and Asia. 10% are in Latin America and the rest of the country or the world, pati Yemen. Kaya if you would be able to see videos na nasa Facebook of the UNICEF, makikita nyo ang kahalagahan ngayon ng pag-share. Bakit may hunger? Bakit may mga namamatay sa gutom? Alam niyo yung mga reason? Number one is greed. There are a lot of countries who are so rich that they consume a lot of resources. In the early 2000, USA alone consumed 30% of the resources of the whole world. Ilan lang sila. Ilan lang milyong katao ang nasa US. So you see, maraming tao sa Pilipinas, 100 million, pero ilan lang yung milyonaryo. The second reason why there is hunger is the unequal distribution of resources. Talagang may mga bansa na yumayaman ng yumayaman, may mga bansa naman na nalulubog sa kumunoy ng utang, pahirap ng pahirap. And that is being tawag nito, modified or copied in the life of the daily Filipino, wherein the rich grow richer and the poor become poorer, causing insurmountable amount of sufferings to the people. So this is the reason why marami ito. Isa pa sa dahilan, just to give you an idea, is because of over-expenditure pagdating sa military. USA alone spent 2014 to 2015 $581 billion for their military. China, $129 billion for their military. Russia, $70 billion. Combine all this, wala nang magugulo. No? We can blame them siguro dahil they wanted peace. We can blame them, but I think this is too much. One missile alone is worth $1.4 billion, which is enough, no, to fund a school full of children, free lunch for 5 years. One missile. So you see, nakakalungkot isipin. Kaya ako pag nakikita ko yung mga videos na ito, napapaiyak ako. Mapapaiyak ka talaga when you see these children emaciated, payat na payat, namamatay sa gutom. All because the world has enough resources to fill, no, the stomach of every man, but it has not enough resources to fill the greed of man. And today's miracle of Jesus is telling us one thing. The multiplication of the bread is telling us that a miracle would begin once a few of us would stand up and make amends. Once a few of us would stand up and initiate change. Tingnan niyo yung bata. He may have very little, but he stood up and gave it to Jesus. Sabi niya, Rabbi, I hope this helps. What is 5 loaves to 5,000? Sabi nga ng joke natin, pag-count yung pagkain, hindi nga aabot sa lalamunan. Pero, he stood up. And there are 2 interpretations na gusto kong bigyan dito sa miracle na ito. The first is the more modern interpretation. And the second is the traditional interpretation. According to the book, The Quest for the History of Jesus, what happened, ito mga modern ito, what happened in the multiplication of the bread is the miracle of sharing. Nung nakita ng mga tao na yung bata nagbigay, napahiya sila. Kasi hindi ka naman magta-travel ng ganun kalayo na wala kang dala. Di ba? Lahat naman tayo, kaya sasakay ka ng bus, maglalagay ka ng skyplanes. Lahat naman tayo, pag magta-travel ka, magkukuha ka ng kahit ilang bars ng chocolate or what, para may isang luto. Most of them probably had their own baon. But none of them was willing to share. Parang nung high school tayo, pag may 1/4 sheet of paper ka, itatago mo. Kasi pag nag-exam, pag nilabas mo, hihingan ka ng lahat. This is what happened during the time. Walang gustong magbigay until this boy stood up, Lord, I'm willing to donate mine. And thus, the miracle of sharing happened. Kailangan may isa lang. Kaya the community pantry was a triumph of the human spirit. And we are glad that we are replicating it in our organization, the Barangay Union. Kasi may isa na nagsimula. It only takes a spark to make the fire going. One spark. Kaya make a difference. That is what happened. Maganda ito. Another modern interpretation of the miracle was that kaunti lang talaga ang meron sila. Siguro hindi naman mag-inap kahit lahat ng siguro kalahati o 1/3 sa kanila may baon. Pero may isa pang milagro doon na nangyari. The miracle of contentment. No? Naghati-hati sila at kahit kaunti naambunan lahat. Pero dahil kasama nila si Jesus, everything is enough. No? Maganda ito sa buhay natin. No? Na kahit kaunti lang, basta kasama mo ang Diyos. Basta maganda yung kalusugan mo. Basta buong pamilya mo. You are thankful. Okay na sa'yo yun. No? Hindi ka naman desire. No? Maganda rin ito. No? The miracle of sharing in the miracle of contentment because Jesus, our God, is by our side. But the more traditional interpretation of this miracle is that Jesus is really God because He has power over everything. At talaga naman kaya niyang padamihin nun. Actually, pinakita lang ng Panginoon yung everyday na miracles na hindi natin nakikita. Tingnan niyo. Mag-plant ka ng isang palay. Di ba? Pagtubo niyan, di ba, ilang grains ang makukuha mo. Mag-plant ka ng isang mais, pagtubo niyan, ilan ang makukuha mo sa isang quart. So you see, it's a miracle that we experience every day, pero hindi natin napapansin ang milagro. Ganon din ang ginawa ng Diyos. Sa isang tinapay, pinarami. It's a miracle. Sa isang tao, sinadala at iba, pinarami niya tayo. So you see, that's a miracle na hindi natin masyadong binibigyan ng pansin. So God is really God. Kaya magtiwala tayo sa Kanya. kahit nahihirapan tayo ng gusto, kahit pinalubong tayo ng pandemya, it doesn't matter. As long as God is with us, we will carry it through. Kasi Diyos siya. And the second point I would like to say about this traditional interpretation of the miracle is that the multiplication of the bread is a prefigurement of the Holy Mass. Ang pagpaparami ng tinapay ay ang misa na ginagawa natin ngayon, kung saan ang isang tinapay hinahati-hati at tayo ay nakikinabang sa lahat. No? At sa misa nito, we are taught by God to become more charitable, to become more sharing. Ang idea po, pag naka-attend ka ng misa, pag uuwi mo sa iyong bahay, mas capable ka na mag-share. Kasi na-receive mo ang katawan ni Kristo na ibinahagi niya ng buong puso. Kaya imposible na isang tao pala simba, pero pag nakadaan ng isang gulubi, nakadaan ng isang nangangailangan, ay ikikibit-balikat na lang at magbubulag-bulagan. Imposible ba? Hindi pwedeng maghalo ang pagsisimba at ang kasakiman. Hindi pwedeng maghalo ang pagiging makadiyos at pagiging makasarili. When you encounter God in the Eucharist, you cannot but become a new person. A person is willing to give his life for others. Ito ang kailangan natin bilang mga Pilipino. Who will always say ang mga heart ng dahil sa iyo. Ito ang kailangan natin bilang mga pulis. Who will always say ihandog ang iisang buhay. Kaya pag nagsisimba tayo, dapat pala ito ang isang sign na nagiging mas selfless tayo. Kaya po brothers and sisters, this miracle of multiplication of the bread is calling us to become a miracle ourselves. To initiate change. No? To initiate goodness, sharing, love in the world. Become a catalyst of this change. Alam niyo, sabi ng isang nabasa ko, Rembrandt can take a $2 canvas and put a painting on it and it becomes millions of dollars worth. Rockefeller can take a wordless check and write millions on it. No? Kay Rembrandt, ang tawag doon, masterpiece. Kay Rockefeller, ang tawag doon, capital. A mechanic could take a piece of scrap metal and make it a part of an automobile. Siguro worth more than 5,000 pesos or 10. Ang tawag doon, skill. But only Jesus could take one bread and make a meal out of it for 5,000 persons. Brothers and sisters, ano kayang pwede natin kuhanin? Ano kayang pwede natin gawin? Let us pray to the Holy Spirit that we may be creative enough, that the sharing that we have received from Jesus in the Eucharist may be manifested in our lives as public servants, in our lives as Christians. Amen.